Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. To the Renee Allen and Friends Show. We have a wonderful guest in the studio. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. Right. Mwah.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States. Well, this platform is for people to really know what's going on, not just locally, but globally.
Oh, I love it. You know they say you're the man of the head, but we're the neck, and we put them wherever we want to put them. Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
I want you to just... Hello and welcome to the Renee Allen and Friends Show. Thank you for tuning in on this beautiful Wednesday evening across from Howard University. Something's going on over there. I couldn't find a place to park again, but I'm on time. And thank you for tuning in. I love you so much. Listen, happy Black History Month. And we have a really nice show lined up for you with the great nephew of the great icon, Dr. Heights. Royal Heights will be here to sing Black Lives Matter. We have, of course, the original coach here with me 2.5 years ago, Karen Marie Alston, Karenisms, and she's doing so many great things. Her Spectrum Circle is just off the roof, and she'll be here. And also we have our friend of the show, Joseph Britton, who has designed a lapel just for Black History Month. So that's going to be great. So I want to let you know, look, I love me some Everett Hall, Wisconsin Avenue, the men's boutique, and I want to just show you a few things that are there. Bam, boom, padow. Beautiful. I saw a man walking dressed like this. Bang. I'm telling you, that's what I like. Back in the old day, when my grandma had the hat, the handkerchief, the all the way down. Put on pants up and back to Everett Hall style, okay? But he's on Wisconsin Avenue across from Neiman Marcus. You go support him. He's a DC's own, and he has the best stuff, okay? Also, let's talk about Sisters for Sisters Network. I am a member of Life member, secretary, historian, and MC. That's the logo, different faces, whether you're light, bright as white, or dark as night, all sisters spectrum. And we had a wonderful meeting this Sunday. And this lady here did ask me, Jacob, if you had to Zoom. Sorry, I forgot to tell you. I do have a book. And it's Driven to Succeed. Dr. Hattie N. Washington, superb educator, entrepreneur, author, someone who I adore, respect. She is a member of Sisters for Sisters Network, and I want you to support her book. She's also coming out with a cookbook, I think next month, so I'll keep you up on that. Wonderful woman. Now, please support her, Driven to Succeed. Also, another member of Sisters for Sisters Network is Terry Tabor. And one more, Jeff, I'm so sorry, but this is going to be a pre-Easter sip and paint on Forbes Boulevard. Look her up as Terry Tabor, Tabor, and it's sip and paint, and that's the big thing to do now. And with her, she does silk scarves and all those wonderful things. She's a friend of mine and to the show. And so please support her. And I'll be talking more about that also. So let's talk about something going on. My girl, First Lady of Jabbok Ministries, Lady Nakia Wright, she does a segment on the show for every third Wednesday. She's now starting her own show. I love it. I love it. I love it. It's called The Life of Books. It debuts this Saturday at 8 a.m. Yes, bright and early, up with Lady Nakia Wright. So I want you to support her. She'll be back to kick off Women's History Month with the Renee Allen and Friends show in March. And we have some great things ahead for you. Also, Navetica Atlanta Zoom call. I'll be giving you some information about that later, but at 8 o'clock tonight, if you want some information, look on my Facebook page. Also, I'll be giving you the information at the end of this show, but a wonderful ground floor opportunity. That's just an amazing opportunity. In my 40 years of working, I've never seen anything quite like this. So I'll be talking to you about that. Russell Price, he's had an award. So that's he and I. I think 2 years ago, I was Miss B Their magazine of the year. But Russell Price is so Look on his Facebook, Russell Price Jr. He's having an event tomorrow, and the location I have right here. But look on his page, Russell Price. And he always has a nice event, and I'll be there. So hopefully you'll be there with Be There Magazine. What else do we have? Oh, Feel Better Fridays. The first guest to this show 2.5 years ago was Silver Logan Sharp, the former lead singer Chic, right? I want your love. All that, yes. So she has Friday, Feel Better Fridays, out of her loft, live at the loft. It's a beautiful, beautiful concert, is what I call it. And it's usually at 1 o'clock this Friday. If you go to Facebook Live, I believe it's 7 or 7:30. But Feel Better Fridays, check her out. I love it. I love her voice, the band, everything about her. She's one of my favorites in the whole wide world. Feel Better Fridays. And last but not least, we have Anya by Vivian, and she's another friend to the show. There she goes. She's having her annual spring fashion show fundraiser. And Karen Huger from Bravo, Potomac Housewives will be there. Wonderful woman. Sean Yancey, our guest of honor, Fox 5, and yours is the MC. We're going to have a blast. So I hope to see you there. Tickets are going. It will sell out as it did last year. It's going to be at the Silver Spring Civic Center. Okay, so I hope to see you there. What else do we have? Okay. Sana. Did I send you that, Jacob? The Osana is like a British poster. Anyway, oh my God, Jermaine, Jackie Hicks, photographer extraordinaire, connected us, and I emceed. There it is. Oh my goodness, the wellness experience. I was the MC. It was at the Rockwell Center in Potomac, Maryland. This past, I forgot what day, but it was maybe, I don't know, Thursday. I forget about the age, y'all. I have so much going on, but it was spectacular, and it started snowing. Right, I think it was Saturday. And it was great food, healthy drinks, telling you how to preserve the body that you have. No matter how much money, what God blesses you with, if you're not able to walk, breathe, and do what God's put you on earth to do, you're going to do it. You have to take care of the health first and worry about the wealth. Okay, too many people have wealth and acquiring all that, and then their health, and then they can't even spend the wealth. So keep us healthy, y'all. Our girl Carrie Dawson has entered the building, y'all. Yes, she looks good. We'll be bringing her back at the end of the show. So I guess that's all I have for now. I'm going to take a quick break, show you a few things, of course. Support Silver Logan Sharp, her new CD, The Groovement, and be hearing one of the songs, Find Me or Sailing, one of those. Pick up a find for me, and enjoy. We'll be right back.
Questions echo in my mind, won't leave me alone. I walk these empty streets at night. I'm far away from home, living in a no man's land, wandering without a plan, falling when I try to stand. I'm fading as I'm waiting. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, find me. I see you when I close my eyes. I see you in my dreams. You tell me that in perfect time you will rescue this broken place. Come to me and kiss my face. Promise me I'll be okay. Save me from my breaking. It's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me, waiting here for you to find me, find me. Take me from this broken place. Face. Promise me I'll be okay, and save me from my breaking. Oh, it's a lonely world without you, and I'm a lonely soul waiting for your return. You're the hope that I hold on to. I am here for you to find me. I'm waiting here for you. I am here for you to find me. Waiting here for you to find me. Yeah, yeah. I'm waiting here for you. Waiting here for you to find me. Come find me.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show right here in the nation's capital. I am sitting next to one of my friends to the show, friends to the D.C. metro area, Joseph Braxton.
Thanks for having
How
me.
are you?
I'm doing okay. You?
Yes, good, good.
Yes.
For those of you who don't know him, first of all, he is an author. You can talk about that because I know you have the book. If you want.
Yes, I have the book right here. Still Breathing: How to Regain Your Life After Being Robbed. So it's my story. It's very compelling. I'm also very brave to share it as well. So
Yes, very brave,
Yeah.
and thank you for that.
Yeah.
Also, he is known for the Lapels Extraordinaire, which is called Lapels for a Cause, which I fell in love with when I met him. That is the unveiling today. I didn't put it on Facebook, but that is the ultimate
Yes.
Black History Month lapel for the month. And you want to talk about your lapels and why you started the lapels?
Yeah, so I started Lapels for a Cause. That's LAPELS, the number 4, ACAUSE. It's to bring awareness to all the different causes. So instead of wearing a ribbon, you can get a pin made, custom made in that color, or you can get it just custom made to match your ensemble. And the Black History Month pins, they were inspired by, it's Black History Month, but it's also, I don't know if you've seen the Black Panther movie. So it's a lot of culture as well. Wakanda
So
forever.
let's lift them up because I saw the
Yeah.
first one.
So
and
you
just
have-
so they can see. Yeah.
So we have the kente cloth. If you can see,
yeah.
the kente cloth one.
I love that one.
I talked to a few, people from Ghana. They said that circles are in now.
Yes, I was in
So,
Ghana for
yeah.
12 days about 3
Yeah.
years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, I love Ghana.
So and also, like I said, custom styles as well. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
Yes,
all
yes.
handmade by me. So
I love it. I love it. So, he's here for Black History Month. And what are you going to do for the Renee Allen and Friends listeners?
Yeah, so we're doing a special deal for the Renee Allen and Friends show. So you get 2 pins for $35.
Yes,
if you
because
order
usually
online.
they're
So, yeah.
40. The smaller ones are 40, and the larger ones are 25. So If you buy 2, you get $5 off, and it's well worth it. So I hope
Yes.
that you will support Joseph Braxton. Could you give him a way to get a hold of you?
Yes, you can order the pins at lapelsforacause.com. On all social media is Lapels for a Cause. You can also go to my website, it's thejoebraxton.com. And my book, Still Breathing, How to Regain Your Life After Being Robbed, is available on Amazon, Kindle, and Barnes & Noble.
Yes, yes. Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming.
Thanks
I
for
want to
having me.
make sure, because we can't forget about these lapels, because these lapels are beautiful.
Yes.
Matter of fact, who was the person on Facebook who said they wanted to talk to you right away?
Yeah, I saw one of the guys.
It was Bishop Waters. Thank you,
Okay.
Bishop Waters,
Yes.
giving you a shout out because he
Yes.
said he wanted to hire you for his organization,
Okay.
his church.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Well, we'll
Okay.
be right back. Don't
Yes.
go away. Thank you,
Yes.
Joseph
Thank you,
Braxton.
thank you.
To my mother, I wanna know have I made you proud. And to my father, I wanna know have I ever been a problem child. And to my pastor, I've been trying to be in church a little more. And to my lady, just have patience, 'cause God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I may have hurt wrong. I've done putting it behind me. There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied up. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. I was thinking the other night, what if my life was made great? And what would you say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder what it would say. To all my teachers, thanks for taking extra time out with me. You said, thanks for keeping a young fella on the beat. And to the soldiers, going out there and risking your life. My lady, just have patience, 'cause God's still working on me now. I ask for forgiveness from anybody that I forgot to mention. Come and look at my long list. There are some things I gotta eventually I hate to you. Loose ends need to be tied. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. Was thinking the other night, what if my life was made great? What would you say on my progress report? I know I've done more good than bad. Oh, I know, but for some reason I feel there's so much room for improvement. So I'ma go find those burnt bridges. There are some things I gotta building back up again. Loose ends need to be tied. I got it tight. I love the roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. Thinking the other night, I was thinking, what if my life was made great? What would you say on my progress report? There are some things I gotta get right. Loose ends need to be tied right away. It's been a roller coaster ride, but I'm gonna hang on. Thinking the other night, what if my life was made great? What would you say on my progress report? What would it say on my progress report? I wonder what it would say.
Welcome back to the Renee Allen and Friends show. And guess who's next to me? One of the original co-hosts of the Renee Allen and Friends show 2.5 years ago. Oh, Carrie Marie Alston, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of this show and how much work and time and effort you put into it. It is a testament to who you are, and it is a testament to your hard work. So congratulations.
Oh, thank you for that. Listen, I even brought one of your favorite cupcakes. It's not the cupcake velvet.
That's okay. That's okay. It's a Malbec, so it's delicious.
But I want to say thank you for that. But what I want all of you to know is that I haven't seen her for a while because she has been really coming from behind the scenes and bam, boom, pow. She's everywhere doing great things for women and men. So we're going to start with a toast to you for your third year for the Spectrum Circle.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm super excited about that.
Yay.
Thank you.
I am too, and I missed the one last year, and I will never miss another one.
It is a lot of work, but it is a labor of love. So I'm truly excited about
Well,
that.
the only reason why I missed it was my mother's 70th birthday.
Right.
So
And that.
Yes, ma'am.
That was
yes,
more important.
Ma'am. Okay.
That was definitely
So we're going to do
more
a toast. And I want all of you to toast with us because this is a really, really wonderful woman. So this is to you, your career, your Spectrum Circle, everything that you're doing and going forth. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Cheers to that. Cheers everyone.
Oh, isn't it good that we
Live
can
drinking
on
on
this
air. Can't do that on me.
I know. Look, I want to get, I know you personally. But I'd like the listeners, I don't think, they see all this and all the glam, and I'm sure you get like, how can I do that? It doesn't happen overnight,
get that
right?
all the time,
I
yeah.
know you do.
I get that
So
all the
let's talk a little bit about your childhood or teenage years. Let's talk a little bit about how you became
Who I
the
am.
Karen Austin.
So, first of all, we're all excited about Black Panther and the success
Yes!
of Black Panther. And people, my family and I have been talking about who we are as children. So growing up, we're from a long line of teachers. So growing up in our household, we were required to read a book every week since we all learned to read. It was required that we learn how to read. And a lot of people don't know this. If my family's watching or my dad is watching, my father was a Black militant in the 60s. So not only did we have to read, not only did we have to just read general things, I have been reading, all of these books since I was a child. And if you come to my house and you see my library, you will see all types of titles from those books
Yes,
that
you
I've been
will.
reading my entire life. So I say
It's
that.
like a library.
So I say that to say that I was a nerd. I was the kid that read all the time. Books were my lifeline. I read constantly. My father drilled into us that knowledge can never be taken away from you. So the most important thing is knowledge. And my father is blue collar, high school diploma, and the most well-read man I have ever met in my entire life. There's no one that even comes close. And his mastery of the English language is unbelievable. So growing up with that really instilled in myself and Kwaku and my sister Alicia this sense of we had to be knowledgeable and that we had to read. So we're all well-read. We all have libraries in our homes. And so that was our thing in our younger years, was to read and study.
Wow. Well, I've met your dad, and he looks so calm and laid back. You said militant?
Very militant. Yeah, he's older now, so he's calm. But in his younger years, he was very militant. People always ask how I'm named Karen and my brother is named Kwaku. Well, they were on their path to go back to Africa. So when they were studying African languages and they were ready, we were supposed to move back
Your
to
mom and
Africa.
dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm Karen and he's Kwaku. So
Wow.
that's what happened.
And say hi to your mom, too.
Yeah, say hi to my mom.
She just had a birthday.
She did, and you
Yes.
came and sang happy birthday to her, and she's ecstatic. She was
love
just so
her.
happy for that. She's really happy.
Oh, well, let's talk about what we're wearing, because we just
Yes.
had, if you're just tuning in, we had Joseph Braxton, who makes these beautiful lapels.
love
lapels
his
for a
lapels.
cause. Can you see mine?
Absolutely.
Oh, there it goes. Yes,
It's
I love
absolutely
that, too. Just the details of the little diamonds
So,
and everything.
Make sure you order. I heard him when I came in that he's offering a special to the Renee Allen and Friends show listeners. So 2 for $35. So please follow him, order, and get one of these. These are absolutely stunning.
Let me see
They're absolutely
yours.
beautiful.
Oh,
Look at that.
yes. Yeah, yours is
It's
brilliant.
absolutely, yes. So it was perfect for this top. So I wore the perfect top.
Oh, he's so generous, so kind.
He's generous and brave.
Yes.
One of the bravest men I know.
Wow, we both love it. Oh, we could talk all day about good, like-minded people, y'all. But listen, let's get back to you, Karen.
Okay.
So, you're so humble. My gosh, when I say humble, everyone, let's talk about when you graduated from college and all of the great things that you have done that you never talk about.
Okay. So it's sort of eerie for me because I'm across the street from my alma mater and where I went to undergrad, the wonderful
Ain't
Howard
you?
University.
You know.
And when I was in undergrad and I was a sophomore, I took a class called Commercial Banking. And there was a woman who came into that class. Her name was Donna Chapman Wilson. And she walked in, and she had on a beautiful red suit and gold and diamonds and this big, beautiful fur coat. And she worked for this company called J.P. Morgan. And my little sophomore 19-year-old self didn't know what J.P. Morgan was, had never heard of it, didn't really know what Wall Street was outside of the movie Wall Street that had come out. And I followed her around like a puppy dog all day on campus. And she gave me her business card. And she said, I want you to read and study about J.P. Morgan. And when I come back next year, you can tell me what you've learned. So she put me on a path to read and study about J.P. Morgan. And so over the next few years, while I was continuing through undergrad, everybody that came down to visit from J.P. Morgan, I would do an informational interview with. Wow. And I didn't, at the time, J.P. Morgan only accepted kids with 3.8 GPAs, and I didn't have a 3.8, I had a 3.0, because I was having fun my freshman year at Howard. And so when it came time to interview for a job my senior year, I said, okay, I really want this job. And back then, I would write letters to everyone I met. I had a business card holder this thick, full of people from J.P. Morgan. I wrote every single person. So I'll never forget the day I came on campus and the dean's secretary found me and he said, Karen, J.P. Morgan's been calling here all day. They want you to come to New York to interview you. I went to New York City to interview. I had a 4-hour interview. I knew more about J.P. Morgan than the people interviewing me. And I got the job. So I came out of undergrad and went straight to a Wall Street bank. And
that's amazing.
The rest, as they say, is history.
Wow.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, sis. Oh, my goodness. Got a double cheer. Let's talk about some of the other wonderful experiences you have had as a young, single black woman. I was impressed. Before we became friends, I was like, wow. So let's talk about that. She's still kind of just telling you one little thing at a time, but, we don't have that much time, so I want you to tell it.
I'm looking
tell
over.
it. Tell it.
Well, what would you like to know?
I'd like to know how it was to work with American Online. I'd like to know how it was to be on Wall Street and being the only black female. Don't you want to hear that, y'all? Yes.
It was hard as hell being on Wall Street. And I was very young and also very naive. I knew that it was a boys' club, but I wasn't truly prepared for how much of a boys' club it was. I also wasn't prepared for the gender imbalance. Wall Street, and I talk about this a lot when I talk about my Me Too experience and my sexual harassment experience. Wall Street is a very male-dominated industry. It's a very male-dominated culture. It is just a place where if you're a woman in that environment, you just sort of get used to it. It's just the way
you can't fight
it
every
is.
day.
No, you can't fight at all if you want your career to go the way you want it to. Is it better than it was? Yes. But is it where it needs to be? Hell no. It's nowhere near that. So it was an experience, one that I don't forget. And when I meet women who came out of Wall Street or are still there, it's like a kindred sisterhood of understanding. And then I left financial services altogether. I left investment banking, and at that time, the internet was a hot property. Everybody was going to .coms, and when I got offered the job at AOL, I jumped on it. And so I went from working with super, super mega wealth, families of mega wealth, people from around the world that just had more money than you could possibly imagine, to going to a place with a lot of new money, where people who had just gotten money. Wow. And I'll never forget this. My commute was really long, and I met a group of people who worked at AOL, but they lived in Annapolis. And the commute from Annapolis to Dulles was so far, they just chipped in and bought a plane so they could fly every day back and forth. And to be in an environment where people have so much money, and you're just young and you're like, oh, okay. And I'll never forget, I got a memo from my boss that said, you don't need permission to fly any of the jets that we own, but you need permission to fly commercial. So I would fly a private jet to San Francisco and to New York all the time because we owned all these planes and we owned all this airspace. I was like, oh, and my mom would be like, you're flying where? And I'm like, well, I'm going to fly to San Francisco for the weekend. So it was a huge culture shock, but it trained and prepared me to be around people who are wealthy and to understand how wealth works, not only in this country, but internationally, and to understand how wealth moves. Because most of us, and especially people of color, we have no concept about wealth.
Yeah, you touched on a big one. I have to have you back for that because George C. Frazier and there's so many people talking about economic wealth, Lance London, who are really trying to teach our community about that, instead of being a big consumer, right? So let me ask you this because you're doing so well, and I want to get to what you're doing now. But before that, what are some of the pitfalls climbing and, getting to the spectrum circle and getting to these things that you've been doing? Talk to some of the women who haven't been there yet, who are striving and thinking about doing entrepreneurship as a woman in business.
It's tough. And as I said, a lot of this is cultural because we're not exposed to it. So if you don't grow up around wealthy people, if you aren't taught to build generational wealth, like I have friends, their sole mission in life is to build generational wealth. That's what they're taught from childhood. It's to make 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 million so they can pass that down to their children. Or people who know that they have to put their kid in this school so they can go here and then they can get the job at this firm. As a middle class, child who grew up in West Philadelphia, that was foreign to me. There are a lot of cultures in this country that invest in each other, that pool resources, pool money, pool things to help each other. The African American community, we've moved beyond that. We don't do that. So a lot of the pitfalls and mistakes I made were because I was ignorant of the playing field that I was in. And because I was just happy to have a job, I didn't understand that I should not only be focusing on a career, but that I should have been focusing on making a lot of money. So I have friends who came out of Wall Street at 35 with $10, $15 million because they knew from day one the goal was to work till 35 and walk away with $10, $15 million. Wow. I was just happy to have a good job.
Yes. Thanks for your transparency, because somebody needs to hear this, So segueing into what you're doing now, right? And I must say, 2.5 years ago when you were the co-host here, you had just about a year ago had a really bad accident on your bicycle. A lot of things were happening, so it's a lot that you've overcome. Okay. So what I'd like to talk about, Karen, is just really for the viewers, how you really triumphed over all this, because people see you on radio, TV One, Roland Martin, Fox 5, everywhere. And they don't see what it took. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay. So we can get deep for a second.
Yes, thank you.
First of all, the person that you have to love is yourself. So the first thing I had to do was look in the mirror and do a lot of self-reflection and make changes. Les Brown years ago said you had to look at the people who you were around. And I fully believe that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. And the other thing I did was I really looked at the places I was placing myself. I was very comfortable and very siloed. And I knew in order to get to the goals I wanted for myself, what I wanted for the Spectrum Circle, what I wanted for myself personally, I had to be in different rooms. So I tell people when I speak, when I'm giving speeches, I tell people, if you are at the same places with the same people in the same rooms,
Preach, girl.
You're in the wrong place. You are harming yourself. And so I purposefully set an intention to expand outside of my comfort zone. And you talk about this TV thing. TV is new. It just started in October. And I'll never forget when I got the phone call to go on television, I was scared out of my mind. I was like, no way. There's no way I'm going to go on television.
You scared?
And there's no way I'm going to go on the Today Show. And I called a girlfriend and she said, this is God telling you to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, we have a picture of that too on the
And
couch.
from doing that Today Show interview, I have been on TV 13 times since. And I got an email today from PBS asking if I may want to go on the end of the month on To the Contrary. So this is just God. I have not pitched myself. I have not sent emails to anyone. All I do is answer the phone. That is 100% God.
And may I add that what you're doing is keeping the blinders on to what you need to
100%.
do and what you want to do for the community.
100%.
And you continue to pour in the community. So
100%.
people are watching you.
Yes.
And that's why you're being called.
And hopefully they're being helped.
Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, let's talk about this. We have, we didn't even do the video. We'll end with the video. How about that?
That's perfectly
But
fine.
let's talk about the Spectrum Circle.
Yes.
That was birthed 3 years ago.
3 years ago. There's
Yes.
beautiful Michelle Gadsden Williams,
love her.
one of my mentors.
Yes.
Another example of a woman who stepped out on faith out of her comfort zone. She went to live in Zurich for 10 years, learned the language, and then came back to the United States of America. So just, being able to get up, leave your comfort zone, go to a foreign country, and be extremely successful
a lot of guts.
and come back with 10 times what you went over there with. So she's just such an amazing, dynamic sister.
Any tickets left, first of all?
Yes, there are tickets left, but I know what happens. I know everybody waits to the last minute. Do not call me if it sells out, because we're hitting that place where I know the rush is going to come in, and the venue has a seating capacity. So that's it. The Spectrum Circle Awards are March the 16th at the Fairmont Hotel in Washington, D.C. Tickets are on sale now. If you follow me on social media, I'm posting it everywhere. You can follow me at Advertising Diva, or you can follow the Spectrum Circle at Spectrum Circle on Instagram, and the Spectrum Circle on Instagram, Spectrum Circle on Twitter. But please come out. Great networking.
Oh, my
This
goodness,
year,
yes.
I am humbled and blown away by some of the women who have purchased tickets and some of the women who are coming. It is just a blessing for me, and hopefully it'll be a blessing for the women who are in the room. And as I shared earlier, you have to put yourself in spaces that allow you to have opportunity. And so hopefully I have created is a space that others can have opportunity.
No, that's an understatement, and I'm a witness to it because I saw this happening and was privy to some of her planning. But look, last year I was at my mother's birthday party in Dominican Republic, and I called her at the day before, and she said, people are still calling me. It was sold out. So when I tell you, get your tickets now, she's not going to answer the phone the day before.
I'm not going to answer the phone at all. I'm turning my phone off. I will not be answering the phone at all.
So it's a wonderful platform. Sean Yancey
And I brought
is the
you a
MC.
gift. I brought you a gift. It's in my purse. One of our sponsors is It Cosmetics. Oh, and I'll make an announcement tonight that I haven't said publicly.
Okay.
Ciroc is donating bottles for our VIPs.
P. Diddy.
So, yes, good old P. Diddy. I got to give a shout out to my girl, Dia Sims, who is president of Combs Enterprises, for donating bottles to this year's lunch. And I have not announced that yet. So that is an exclusive
An
here
exclusive
on
the Renee Allen and Friends show
show.
here on WLVS, the largest online broadcast in the United States. Did that sound good?
That sounded wonderful. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you, darling. Thank you. So, do we have any more pictures? Because I wanted to what I want to do, because we don't have that much time, is to, end by talking about, she had an exclusive, talk about that before the video comes on.
Which exclusive?
Which one is it, Jacob?
Oh, Fox 5.
Yes, it's Fox 5.
So I got a call about 2-3 weeks ago from local Fox, and they said we're going to profile you for Black History Month. And I thought, oh, okay. So I'm thinking they're just going to do a graphic and a photo of me, and they're like, no, you're going to come in and be interviewed. I was like, wow, okay. So then I thought, well, what are you interviewing, 30 people, like someone a day? And they were like, no, Cameron, just doing 4 people. You're one of 4.
My God.
I was
Glory
like,
to
whoa.
God.
And they said, just be prepared to talk for an hour. I was like, an hour? And so I sat and had a conversation about who I am and what I am doing and the Spectrum Circle. And so it's just a blessing. So I'm still blown away by that, and I've been sharing it on my social media and getting a lot.
It's wonderful. It's
of
20-something minutes long,
reaction
which
and
we don't
response.
have.
No, we don't
but
have.
we're going to show some of it. Could you tell them how to get a hold of you, Karen?
So people tease me because I don't have business cards because I'm so easy to find on social media. I'm Advertising Diva on pretty much every platform, or Karen Maria Alston on LinkedIn or Facebook. So everything is open. You can reach out to me.
And
I can respond.
hashtag
being Karen Alston. Yeah, that's my hashtag. Being Karen Alston.
Well, thank you so
Thank you
much
for
being,
having
because you've
me.
been so busy. It's hard for me to catch you.
It is hard. It is hard. And
But I called her.
I'm speaking tomorrow at National Association of Broadcasters, and I am so busy that my life just keeps going.
Well, God bless you.
No, thank
and
you. Because this was the platform that I just sat here shy and nervous and happy to be a part of to support my friend.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm proud of you. Listen, I want to do the commercial break, and we'll come back with Dr. Dorothy Heights' great nephew, who will blow you away with the lyrics of Black Lives Matter. But for now, a sneak preview of the Fox 5 interview with Karen Marie Alston. We'll be right back.
Another manager that was at the same level, and I think he was a vice president at the time, and asked to be transferred to his team.
Wow.
And to this day, I believe that people knew his reputation and that people knew the type of harasser he was. But he, like I said, in that boys club, he was protected.
He was protected, as we've seen in all these situations in Hollywood.
Yes,
everything
he
else
was
in politics.
protected. And so I was able to transfer and get on a different team. And then I naively thought, oh, now he'll really leave me alone.
Sure.
He won't bother me.
That's what you think.
Didn't stop.
It didn't stop.
He still continued.
So that is what eventually led you down to the path to make the decision to leave that, even though your parents were so proud, even though you were on that path to that goal, but you were okay with that. You ended up you resigned to it. You went to do your own thing.
Well, I ended up going to another company,
Okay.
and then leaving there to go to America Online.
Oh, right. Okay. To come back
But
down.
but at that point, I'm fully into marketing and advertising.
Yes.
I'm not working in financial services at all. I'm not
you
doing
switched
anything that
it
has to do with money or stocks or bonds or anything.
Okay.
I'm just focused on marketing and advertising.
So let's bring this all full circle and come back to present day. The Me Too movement blossoms. Harvey Weinstein's all over Twitter, all over the papers. We're seeing this in celebrity culture, in Hollywood, everywhere. You take note of this. You see it. You're active on social media as well.
very active on social media.
Quick note, your handle is Advertising Diva.
Yep,
'cause you're
advertising diva.
At Advertising Diva, for anybody who wants to follow Karen.
Follow me.
And she's a big social media maven here. But you saw this and you resonated with it.
Yes. When I started, so there was a hashtag called My Harvey Weinstein. And I started to see women share what had happened to them at their jobs. And I shared that this happened to me and that it was extremely painful and that I had never really talked about it. And lo and behold, a few hours later, I got a tweet back from a producer of the Today Show asking if she could DM me and asking for my phone number. And I thought, is this a fake? Is this a Russian account?
Right? They saw your hashtags, they saw your tweet.
And so I spoke to her the next day, and she said, I really want you to come on the Today Show this weekend and talk about this. And I thought, she's crazy. I haven't even told my dad yet. So I had to
About the scenario.
I hadn't told my father what had happened. So she said, call your dad, call a few friends, and I'll call you back in a few hours. And I spoke to my father. I called a few friends, one of who is here on Fox, Sean Yancey.
Oh, really?
Price. So he also
Yes,
be there
Russell
too.
Price Jr.,
We kind of network with
yes.
everybody,
Be
mostly
There
in the DC
magazine.
area. So we have people coming also up from out of town. And this year we're going to have Cream of Nature. They'll be there
Nice.
represented in their hair products.
Thank
I do a lot
you.
of things with Beauty Newspaper.
Yes.
And we also have a newspaper. She mentioned Wall Street. We have a newspaper called Black Wall Street.
Yes, yes. We'll have to
And,
have
I
you
have a
back for
copy
some
of it
more
over
of
there.
that history.
Yeah,
Yes.
I have a copy of it over there, and it's a paper to network
Okay.
black businesses together. Because I've done a lot of studying recently on Wall
Okay.
Street.
Well, maybe
about
we'll
2
bring it
years
up
ago.
after Royal
Yes.
sings, and we'll bring it up just so they can see what it looks like. Is that okay?
Okay, that's good.
All right.
Okay,
Thank you
all right.
so much. Nice to see you after all this time.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, listen, we're in for a treat. And Royal, just talk to them a little bit about the songs that you have published and the song that you're getting ready to sing for us tonight.
Okay, well, I'll start with the first song that I did that seemed to get everybody's attention back in 2008, a song entitled Barack Steady. I actually wrote it before President Obama was nominated to be president. Had the pleasure of performing it at one of the inaugural balls and
Wow, divine
traveled
connection.
with the campaign in 2008 and 12. Wow. Lots of awards and still getting them.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, tonight we are going to sing what?
Tonight, my newest release is called Black Lives Matter.
And they do. And I just want to
Yes.
say to people who get that very confused, we know that all lives matter, but the only lives that seem to be getting shot every 5 minutes and not being respected are black. And that's why we say Black Lives Matter. And with that, sir, I'm going to give the stage to you.
Now, one last thing
Yes.
I have to mention,
Yes,
the
sir.
DC theme song,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
Taxation Without Representation.
Oh, Eleanor Holmes Norton, the
she
honorable
calls
one.
me to perform that at her events.
I love her. She's no
And yes,
nonsense, too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So I'm proud of all of that. But right now, the Black Lives Matter song, I just received a Songwriter of the Year for that song prior to the official release. So I'm truly honored
Amazing.
and looking forward to it really blessing a lot of people.
Well, I'm going to trade mics with you so you have the WLVS mic.
That's fine.
And we are ready to hear that beautiful voice.
All right.
Royal Height, Black Lives Matters.
This is a very serious subject. You see, until men, only for the content of their character and not the character of the skin, the world is going to have big problems. It should be obvious to you by now. The world has got to change some way, somehow. This problem's gotten way out of hand. Everybody's on edge now. We've got to take a stand because Black Lives Matter. Do you hear what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter. Listen to the people praying. Black lives. Too many of those sworn to protect and serve are serving up death and kicking us to the curb. We've got the video to prove it, but guilty is a verdict like they don't want to use it. Black lives matter. Don't you hear the mothers crying? Too many people dying. We're all everyday people. White lives matter. Red lives matter. Yellow, brown, and black lives matter too. The world has got to stop and not enough of us have got it. The truth must be told from the bottom of my soul. Black lives matter. Yes, they do. Don't act like you don't know. It's right in your face and about to explode, because love is the answer to heal the world of this mind cancer. I must value you You must value me, we've got to love ourselves. That's the way it should be, because it's wrong to kill another, just like it's wrong to kill each other. All around the world, there is so much chatter. The Creator made us all, so Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. The only way to end this crime is touching hearts and changing minds. Talking about me and you, I said, Black Lives Matter. Yes, they do. Now to some, this may sound offensive, 'cause I agree, all lives matter. But as long as we are being wrongfully killed, I say it now and I say it again and again. Black lives matter. Lives matter. Black lives matter because all lives matter. And black is part of all. Lives matter. I love this song and I love what we're doing right here. Black lives matter.
Black Lives Matter, Royal Height. I love it. Look, we just want to say a toast to Black History Month and to all of you, and we'll see you next week. God bless.
God bless.
Miss Renee.
Hi, I'm Dr. Renee Starlin Allen, the host of the Renee Allen and Friends Show here on WLVS Radio, the largest online radio broadcast in the United States.